What's up, everybody? It's a brand new week. We have made it, and this is the Daps and Pounds show. Doby, what are we talking about today?
A lot of random things. Talking about good, bad, what happened in our lives this week. So we talk about a lot, actually. A little Red Dead.
Talk loud about a lot.
Talk a lot about Red Dead. Talk Halloween. Get the candy out. Trick or treat. We're really tired. It's a late show. Guys, I think you'll enjoy it, though. A lot of good conversation. We go over the new music. Cardi dropped their single. We go over how we feel about that. New music from MIH-TY, Jeremih, and Dolla. You're going to be also looking at a couple little gems this week. And does Malcolm like Tory Lanez? The mystery remains. Gosh. Oh, man. We don't talk this bad the entire time. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoy this episode 39 of season 2. Let's go.
Two mics, two friends, one show, let's go. Two mics, two friends, one show, let's go. Let's go, yeah. Two mics, two friends, one show, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Two mics, two friends, one show, let's go. The Daps and Pounds show. This is the Daps and Pounds show. Yeah, you know.
What's up, everybody? How are you doing? We have done it. We have made it another week. It is Malcy. To my left, we have
Doby.
Represent two mics,
Two friends.
and one show,
The Daps and Pounds show.
We are getting close, man.
Shout out to the shout out gang. All right,
You
everybody.
threw me off. So I was like, what is it? The meme where the black kid's like, whoa. That's how I just felt.
Yeah. Podcast's over.
Podcast over. Thank you so much, guys.
You guys have a great day. Threw a wrench in that one.
We're getting close. We're getting dangerously close to our break time. It is close to the end of season 2.
When did we end?
We ended last time. It was
Sometime in December.
Yeah,
Was it? I think it was mid-December until
mid-Jan.
until February.
Yeah, it was like Christmas, like maybe a week before Christmas.
Yeah.
And then we picked back up maybe 2 weeks after the New Year.
We started February, the very beginning of February. I think we can do it shorter this time.
I think by podcast standards, it was a month. I think we missed 4 episodes.
Yeah, so for those of you who are newer listeners, you can find us on Daps_Pounds, Instagram, Twitter, but we are explaining, we actually, if you're wondering what the S stands for, and then the 2, we decided to break things up into seasons, so each year is a new season for us, and then we kind of have like a month, maybe less, just to kind of like figure out some new ideas to make the podcast better. We're looking to maybe upgrade some things so we can have a soundboard and all that stuff.
And not only that, too, I mean, Doby, I'm sure I can speak for you when I say this. It's hard every week to like think of like new things to say on the podcast that you didn't say last week that like makes sense.
Yeah, good, bad.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that weather, it's super cold out.
I don't know, not much changed. It's only been a week. But yeah,
no, that's what it's been fun, but it's just good to take a break every now and then. I think it's healthy to take a break from anything you're passionate about to come back to it feeling energized, because sometimes you don't realize how much you do enjoy. And I do remember when we came back, it was just really fresh to come back to.
Unless it's PB&J. Don't ever take a break from that.
You never take a break from PB&J? Are you a crunchy or a smooth peanut butter guy?
So this has been the cause of many
Wars.
debates.
Oh.
Because in my lifetime, I'm a switcher. I'm a turncoat. Usually people are just one or the other. I was one and became the other. I was a smooth guy, and I'm starting to become a crunchy guy. So a lot of people hate on me. It's rough.
Okay, I can sense that now. Go to jelly flavor.
Oh, great. I don't mess around.
So you're
with
not
the
a turncoat
craziness.
with jellies.
No.
I mean, because strawberry PB&J is not bad.
No, it's not. It's not bad. Also, apple jam.
I haven't had apple jam and peanut butter.
I had some at Tanner's. It was fire.
Tanner's Orchard.
Yeah, Tanner's Apple Orchard.
We went to Tanner's house and had apple butter. It was
I had some at
yummy.
Tanner's. Yeah, though it for real. Apple jam is not bad, and either is that young you dig strawberry. You're right.
No, I don't blame you.
Guys, on this podcast, we talk about music, we talk about our lives, we talk about entertainment in general, and we will start off with a good, bad, bad. If you've never heard this show before, good, bad, bad is just a way to get to know the co-host so that you can hear about what happened in the life of our weeks. And then we get right into the mix. Sound like a DJ. I guess I'm not a DJ. So while I do have an alternate persona that is an aux cord DJ.
And what's his name again?
DJ Groove Juice.
Groove Juice.
He is... I just copyrighted that, by the way. I just copyrighted...
Did you really? You got an LLC for DJ Groove Juice?
Yes, I just wrote DJ Groove Juice.
Dude, if we ever get so big where we need segments, we need to do something where you have an alternate persona and then I have an alternate... I'm just thinking
we're just like doing like random things and we have conversations with each other.
Yes, but we're completely different people and you're DJ Groove Juice?
Yes.
And then I don't know who I would be, probably... I don't know, we can figure it out.
You would make up a character.
Yeah, I would.
You're good at that. You're good at like... You're just another person now. You're just another...
Yeah, like... Just,
creativity, guys.
Wow. Boom, you're right there.
So, good, bad.
Wait, what's your drop? What's DJ Groove Juice's drop?
So it's like a girl laughing. I thought about this a lot. it's like a girl laughing, and she's like, "I want Groove Juice." And then you do it. You like hit the button a lot.
Yeah.
There's a couple other.
I want Groove Juice.
Well, that's one.
That's actually hilarious.
So yeah, good, bad. Just getting to know your co-host and what happened in the week. So good, bad. Doby, what was your week like, man?
Yo, let's see here. So Tuesday and Wednesday are slow days for me.
Okay.
And then, well, Tuesday it was just kind of a chill, kind of do your thing kind of week. My day off, and then Wednesday, of course, just making sure everything sounded good with the podcast and whatnot. And then Wednesday and Thursday, I was pretty much just waiting for Red Dead all day. And then Thursday came out, played Red Dead for like an hour. We finished Haunting of Hill House that week, and excuse me. But I've been playing a lot of Red Dead. I mean, that's pretty much what it came down to. Saw Jurassic World finally this week. Thought that movie was okay. Nothing compares to the original Jurassic Park. But I still appreciated it. And I think it's not a bad... Here's the thing. When it comes to certain series, I view series like... That's not a bad movie, but it's just one of the movies set the bar so high that it just makes it not seem as good. So, like, for me... That's how a lot of people feel about The Dark Knight Rises. Dark Knight Rises is not a bad movie per se. It's just when you have The Dark Knight, it escalated it to such a high point. So Red Dead has been really, really fun. However, I don't think so far I'm like 16 hours in. I don't think it would be my game of the year. I think it would still go to God of War. Okay. There are moments of very frustrating aspects of it, parts where I'm like, very confused, but at the same time I want to keep playing it. I want to keep exploring the world. It's probably hands down one of the best looking games I've ever played, easily. But I think the interesting thing is that earlier today I was talking to two of my coworkers, and we were just explaining all these stories and these encounters that we had with just random people or things that we did. And I think that's the magic of the game, is when you just have all of these personal stories that you talk about concerning the characters. Like, for me, like, one of the stories like I was telling already was this guy, I'm like going down the road, and then all of a sudden this guy's like hiding in the bush. He's like, hey, help. I'm from New York here, and they told me to visit Strawberry City, and I'm pretty lost. I don't even know where I'm at. Can you help me find my way? And then basically I help this guy, and he's like, he doesn't get on the horse. I literally am like walking the horse alongside of him, taking him to where the city is. And so I get there, and he thanks me and all this stuff. And then I turn the horse, and my horse like runs him over, and so then he like backs up, and he's like, get away, I'm telling. And then he runs into the city, and then he yells at the sheriff, and now like the sheriff was like coming at me, and he's like, it's best if you get on out of here. And then he's like, I'm not gonna tell you again. And then so then I just have to dip out of the town, because then if I stayed, then they would have like arrested me or whatever. And it's just like little things like that. So
is it the way that I've seen this described on Twitter this week has been hilarious. I've enjoyed everything.
Really?
A lot, yeah. Like, it almost makes me want to get the game. But I will say that I don't know if this is true or not, but is it like GTA in the sense that you could have just shot the sheriff and ran?
Oh,
or
yeah.
were you?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like that. All right.
It's Wild Western GTA, but think about GTA fast. Everything's quick. Like, Wild West was not fast and quick. Exactly. Like, so you're traveling on horse, everything. There's not like a good quick travel system. There's
like a
money's hard to get.
train.
Like, money's really hard to get. And so, and some people are like, and you can tell, like, I've been reading Twitter posts and posts on Reddit where there are some people who are complaining about the game, and everybody's comparing it to Grand Theft Auto. They're saying, well, there's something missing from Grand Theft Auto. And the people who are replying are saying, that's your issue. You're expecting Grand Theft Auto, but in Wild West form, when in reality, sure, the controls and just how you can play the game in some ways remind you of Grand Theft Auto, but they're vastly two different things. I mean, it should be different. You're talking about completely different time periods. I'm looking at the Wild Wild West, and Mary and I were talking, and we said, I'd rather live in like ancient Greece than live in the Wild West days. It just seems like a harder life in general.
It's tough. I saw Craig Bro, who I don't know if you know who he is on Twitter. He is like a old Complex and Fader writer, but he said today each day he's just been saying what's happened to him and like very like bland dark comedy.
Okay, yeah.
And so he's like, today on Red Dead, I robbed somebody for $243. Then I interrupted a Ku Klux Klan meeting, started running when I realized that the character in the game was white, so he'd probably be okay. And then, because I was running, somehow I ended up accidentally killing someone, and the sheriff put a bounty on me for $245.
Yeah.
So I actually lost money that I robbed.
Yeah.
Or something like that. It was so funny.
Well, and then, too, I had to learn... I was getting chased by bounty hunters like every 15 minutes. And so then I found out, okay, because my bounty was so high. Like, it was ridiculously high. And so now I found out, well, what you can do is you can go into the town, like, just punch somebody, and then, like, the sheriff will come out to you, and then you just give up, and then they haul you to jail. You spend your time in jail or whatnot.
Oh, and your bounty is gone.
And then your bounty's gone but all of your money's gone. So what I did was I spent all my money, and now I'm about to go back in. When I play the next time, I'm about to go back into town, rock somebody, and then be like, oh, sorry guys, because I'm not paying $300. So you can, I'm gonna pay the time. Video game time's a lot different. But you gotta like shave, the games. Some of the details are a little bit too much. Like, you have to take a bath, because if not, you'll have flies flying all around you in your game, and like people will vocally start saying like, "Oh my gosh, you stink!"
That's hilarious.
But when you take the bath, you actually have to like scrub. It's like hold X to scrub your head, and you gotta be like scrubbing my head. Don't forget your right leg. Scrub your right leg. And it's like 50 cents for a deluxe bath. I was like, what the hell is a deluxe bath? And then, of course, some girl comes in, she scrubs you. I mean, it's nothing sexual, but it's like...
Heck yeah. Sounds
relax,
sexual.
big boy.
Yeah.
And then there's like a button that says, stop small talking. I thought that was funny. I mean, he says it in a nice way. He was like, sorry, I just got a lot on my mind, so forgive me if I don't speak much. She's like, "Oh, sorry, I won't say anything."
That's funny.
It's Wild Wild West, man.
Seems extremely adaptive.
It's in depth, but I haven't gotten to the coolest part so far. Everybody says you would appreciate this. There's it's not technically New Orleans.
Black Cowboys.
It's not technically New Orleans, but there is like they replicated New Orleans back in the Wild Wild West days.
Oh, sick.
Yeah,
That's sick. I don't know. It's one of those. I played the first one.
I didn't know that. Yeah,
Played the first one. Didn't finish it because I'm who I am.
yeah,
But
of course.
I like messed around. You know what I mean? Maybe
You can
completed-
definitely mess around with this game.
Completed like 4 or 5 missions or something.
The first, yeah, nice.
I was tired.
You got what you needed out of it.
I had to eat.
You're like, all right, I got my horse. Well, and you can like name your horse and everything. And then I named my first horse Pity because it looked pitiful.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then you can like bond with your horse, and after you like from feeding it and everything, and then it learns like different moves. It's interesting. I'm not done with it yet, but I'm enjoying myself. That's a long discussion on Red Dead, but it is a big game. Rockstar.
Yeah, I mean, that's how your
Rockstar's gonna
week
make
was. That's
billions.
It sounds like it
Dude, a
took
lot
a
went
week
on.
kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot happened. I've seen a lot in my life. These days are not easy for me.
You sound like I forget his name in real life. Have you seen Roadhouse?
No.
Excuse me?
Yeah. You heard me right,
man.
boy.
This is Sean Elliott is his real name. Just
Yeah.
remembered it. He is the partner of Patrick Swayze in the blockbuster film Roadhouse,
Roadhouse.
and he talks like that.
I think it's funny how there's like the accents back then. There's no normal stuff. It was always like so like you either always talk like this or you're like, oh geez, boss,
Yeah.
I don't know if I can shoot me a pistol.
Yeah,
It's weird how that works out. Anyway, so that was like pretty much, I mean, the gist of it. Yeah, I don't have really much to say, you know.
okay.
I'm a wild western boy.
You're a wild
I was talking to the
Western
guy from my coworkers, and he was like, I was just sitting there, man, all weekend, and I was just like, wild, wild west. Wild, wild west.
You know, that song is actually hard.
Yeah, it is a good song.
Cisco spazzed on that song. At one point, we're going to have a discussion about Cisco. He's really good. I think he's underrated.
Yeah, the
I
guy
think
can
people
sing.
like, I don't know, man. Cisco is a dreamer.
Cisco is a man of the people, believe it or not. People don't know that, but he
Yeah,
is.
I've heard he's in a
heavy
video
gamer.
games. Yeah,
Heavy gamer.
I think Cisco made a way for. Do you remember anybody wilding out with the hair and stuff like that before him?
Dennis Rodman.
Okay, but like singers, like
Oh, no.
I don't know, like now, like Chris Brown.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying.
Tyler,
I'm
the
just saying.
creator.
So
That leopard hair that was kind of fly for the
it's kind of hard
Emmy. Or,
Shout
yeah.
out to.
It's the Emmys, right? Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
No, Grammys. Emmys are actors.
Yeah, Emmys is TV.
So Emmys TV, Oscars film,
Tony's is stage.
Tony's stage,
Golden Globes is TV and film.
and then Grammys are music.
Mm-hmm.
But before we move on, because I wanted to talk Haunting Hill House, guys, you must see. Have you watched any of it yet?
No, so I just finished Daredevil yesterday night. So I will start on The Haunting of Hill House this week.
So good.
I've
Must
heard
see
good things.
Episode 6 if you are a fan of film direction, framing, and everything. Absolutely incredible. It was so good. Really
Oh.
appreciate it.
I've heard really good things. I hate that I've seen some of the things I've seen though, because on Twitter people were like, I saw people hating on the last episode, and they were like, "Oh, it messed everything up," and now I'm like,
No,
worried.
it didn't mess anything up.
Okay,
I actually got
good.
a text from my friend saying he actually enjoyed the show even more because of the ending.
Oh, okay, good.
The
I was
thing
worried.
about it that people I think people will either like it or hate it. I felt like it felt very grounded because let's be honest, most horror things, most scary things don't feel grounded, but it focuses so much on the aspect of family that it felt grounded, even in the supernatural way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like Paranormal Activity doesn't feel grounded. It just feels like a it just feels like a random, movie or whatnot. But I don't know. I just not enough good things I can say about that show. Definitely worth it.
Cool. Could you watch it alone or did you get spooked? Are you scary?
I jumped one time.
Was it because of just music though? It wasn't like fear.
No, the scene was pretty wild.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't like, but it made me jump.
Okay.
It was a jump scare for sure.
Okay.
I think the last movie where I felt like very uncomfortable was The Strangers.
Yo, that
Movie made me feel uncomfortable.
That movie was the last time I was like heebie-jeebied. But that was just because of
it was super realism.
It's hard for me. Another reason I'm kind of worried about this series is it's hard for me to get into supernatural things.
Mm-hmm. You'll appreciate it because of the family. Trust me.
Okay, good. But that's why The Strangers, like that comes from a real case.
Yeah.
So that's why The Strangers in movies like that get to me because I'm like, fam.
This revolves so much around family drama. Somebody said this is the horror version of This Is Us.
That's amazing. That's a funny depiction of that.
So,
well, I think I'll start it tomorrow. Tonight, after the podcast, I'm going to catch up on This Is Us as timely as that is. I'm going to catch up on This Is Us. I'm going to catch up on a couple other shows.
Yeah, man.
And then I'm going to probably start tomorrow.
Perfect.
So that's what's up.
Well, what's been going on in your week? You were more adventurous, or were you more adventurous than I was? Wow, West.
No, not really. I was just busy. I was gonna say something. I forgot what I was gonna say. So one of the things that was like really crazy in the sub world, because I think we all have like you to me, if I have to categorize you are you are like,
what box am I in?
So I used to think that you were a hip hop kid that was like a gamer that loved movies. And over time, I think the gamer, like you're a gamer more, like you enjoy like sitting and watching gaming things.
Yeah.
And then like hip hop, like you're a gamer hip hop kid instead of a hip hop kid
nerd.
gamer.
I'm a true
but
nerd.
I'm saying over time, I think like the nerd has like elevated. Me too. I think I was just like super hip hop, and now like my nerd has overtaken.
I
a little
see
bit
you,
too.
brother, because I'm very proud of you, and I'm proud to call you my friend.
Yeah.
The fact that I see you more a businessman more than anything now.
Thank you. That's
I respect you so much, and I haven't told you that before, but I'm very proud to call you my friend, and just know like I'm proud of you, and I respect you so much.
I'm blushing
because I look at like your work ethic and how you take care of your family and how you take care of, and I know you do things unspoken and unseen. You take care of the people you love.
I try to.
And so just know I'm always watching, and I'm always proud of you. I appreciate it. So anyways, I see you more as a businessman than anything else, which is pretty crazy.
Well, and that is true. Like business and how things work has kind of went to the forefront, I guess, because not a lot of people care about that. I kind of put that with being a nerd. But in my, like, so your subset is like the games. Like, you know everything about the games.
Right.
My subset would be like pro wrestling probably. And so we had a character. His real name is Joe Anoa'i.
Okay.
He is of like the Samoan family. So cousin with The Rock, the whole lineage of Samoan wrestlers.
Right.
And he wrestles under the name Roman Reigns. He came out and said that he's been battling leukemia for 11 years.
I know who Roman Reigns is because he won that one event and everybody was
pissed.
mad.
Yeah, everyone was so mad. So people have hated him for a long time because they feel like he didn't earn it. They were like, "Oh, you're The Rock's cousin. Like you're getting a push just because of that." So he has been hated and hated and hated, and people are just starting to come around where they're like, you know what?
He's not really that bad.
No, and he's bust his butt like for a long time, and he is okay with the booze. He's never freaks out. People want him to turn heel, meaning people want him to be a bad guy and stuff like that. And he just never does, because he's like, I'm not really a bad guy or a good guy, but like in real life, I just kind of care about my family and go, like, it's hard for me to turn because it's not going to be believable. You know, I'm not a great actor. That's my cousin. So, he thinks The Rock is a great actor. That's fine. But, so he came out and you knew that it was weird because he came out and like dress clothes, like he was wearing like a gold chain, a Rolex, and like he wasn't wearing any WWE like merchandise or anything like that. And he was just like, my real name is Joe. I have to give over the title because I can't wrestle because I've had leukemia. And it's been a remission for 11 years. I got it when I was 22. I beat it. And so now I got to go and get treated for that. So just shout out to Roman Reigns, and I hope he comes back better than ever. That was something that kind of like rocked the wrestling world.
I could
wrestling
see that.
Twitter was it was interesting to see the fans go, oh, this is just, because for a minute I think people start like hating the guy in real life, and then when that happened they were like, oh, like we were so caught up.
Right.
But the real guy that we boo is like going through some stuff. So it was interesting. Shout out to Roman Reigns. I went to Chicago I got invited to a couple Halloween parties / birthday. So shout out to David, shout out to Mary, shout out to Georgia, shout out to all the homies there. And me, Chase, and Elle decided to take the train. There's no reason for this, by
must
the
have
way.
been a very interesting trip between the three of you.
Listen, there's no reason.
You three single men probably got in too many situations.
There's no reason we decided to take the train. We literally, like, you know what we haven't done together? Take the train.
I could hear Elle complaining already.
So we take the train. It was chill. And, like, I love people watching. So just like being next to a couple that have their earphones on and they're watching a movie and they see some like older actor that they're familiar with and they don't realize how loud they're being and they're like, oh, he's so ugly now. And like the whole train is reacting. He got a facelift. He had to get a facelift. And seeing like those like probably single older women flirt with the conductor and be like, such a cute hat. And like, bro, we were rolling. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Such a cute hat.
So I was Cedric the Entertainer's character from Barbershop, Eddie the Old Barber. Okay. Now I fought this. Didn't want to do it because I've been fighting Cedric the Entertainer rumors my entire life. I fought this with everything I had in my body, but it was last minute. And I was like, you know what? I have a wig. I can just spray paint it. We're good. So I was convinced no one would know who I was and I'd have to explain everything. We get into the lift and I'll tell you who I was with dressed as, because Elle was there and he was dressed as Salt Bae, right? You could probably guess it because he was doing the Salt Bae pose all night. Yeah. Chase is in a jumpsuit that has a Top Gun patch on it, and the other side says Goose. Like, you knew it was from Top Gun. So I'm with two very recognizable characters. We get in the lift. It's a black dude, and he's like real street. He's like, "What's up? How you doing? How you doing?" He talked like 2004 Syrup Wayne.
I was about to say that sounded like Wayne.
We're talking double cup, Lil Wayne. So we get in.
What did he say about his cup? It don't matter.
It don't matter what's in my cup. It's my cup. It's a great line. So I'm sitting in the back seat, and like L is asking. He was like, "Do you know what we are?" And he looks at L. He goes, "You the dude." And he couldn't figure it out, but like he had like a kind of an idea. And he goes, "Salt Bae?" He goes, "Yeah, you Salt Bae, you Salt Bae." Then he looks at Chase and he goes, "I don't know." And She's like, are you sure? He points at his. He's like, I never seen that movie. And then, bro, I'm in the back seat and it's night. It's 10 o'clock at night. He can't even really see me. He turns around and goes, "You're Cedric the Entertainer from Barbershop." I'm like,
yeah,
I love black people. I love us. It was such a black excellence.
Yeah.
Black excellence. It made me feel great.
That's awesome.
So yeah, man, we had a good time. We did a lot of shopping, got the winter drip, and that was the weekend for the most
Dude,
part.
I always think like I'm terrible with Halloween costume ideas.
So I have decided that I suck as well. Last year was my best because me and Elle were Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson.
One.
That was the best I've ever done. I have been terrible. Fam, me and Doby go to a Halloween party years ago. Probably like I had to make up. Doby did too, but he had a whole persona that way that I didn't. My name was Black Friend Mosley. I had to make up a character.
Something cougar, because I had the tattoo of a cougar, remember, on my heart or whatever.
Fam, when you have to make up Halloween, like, oh my gosh, I'm so trash.
I put a spider web on my elbow.
I remember that now. I'm trash. So this year wasn't as good as last. I mean, people knew who I was, and it was fine, I guess. But last year, I think, was my peak. I'm never good at those types of things, and then when I see people and like the creativity and how good, like I saw on Instagram, someone was a bowl of chili and they dressed up like the one dude from The Office who spilled the bowl of chili everywhere.
Way.
I'm like, dude, how do you guys like
think of that? Yeah,
I just can't wrap my mind around some people's genius, but
so such good ones.
But that was my weekend. The weekend had a lot of new music in it too, and I am here to shock the world.
Did it though?
A lot of new music. I didn't say good. I said new.
I didn't feel like I listened to that much new music this week.
I mean, there was some. No problem. There was some music. There's new music. We had a new Black Eyed Peas album. BP, baby. Will I Am and the other two. I think
that's there.
I think
it's not bad, but it's not Black Eyed Peas anymore.
No,
you know what I mean? It's like you should change your group name because it doesn't feel like Black Eyed Peas anymore.
Like, I know that they started out without Fergie as the Black Eyed Peas,
well, and they didn't get popular until with
exactly.
Fergie.
And I know that like
she didn't make them, but she completed them. If that makes sense.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. It's like, when I get in my next relationship, I'm gonna be like, you're not Dolores or Charles. You didn't make me. And she completed me though.
Oh, that's when I would do the gif where the dude's like, or the sound. We need the soundboard of when he does the battle, and then everybody goes, oh.
But I'm not a rapper.
I can't wait for our soundboard.
But man. I'm not a rapper. Yeah, so there was music that came out. We're going to go over it really quickly.
Let's just get into Black Eyed Peas.
Let's get into Black Eyed Peas.
Let's
so,
start it off.
Masters of the Sun. will.i.am is an interesting producer. I don't think he is in the pantheon of great producers. I know he is responsible for a lot of these beats.
Hey, he killed it with Fergie's album though.
Killed it with Fergie's album. Killed it with that one Usher record. Like he can produce, but I don't know if I would say like he is
because he's lost his steps.
Yeah.
Except Fire. I did like that Fire song. I got that fire. That was like one of the last will.i.am songs I really liked.
Some people hate on the END album, the End album for Black Eyed Peas. I thought that it was masterful.
It was
like
a good
the
album.
way that they handled it. There was a movie of the concert. Like it was marketing wise, it was done well. So back to hip hop featuring Nas. I was excited about this just because I'm excited about Nas. And then we had All Around the World featuring Tribe Called Quest, but it's not a Tribe Called Quest because Q-Tip wasn't there. That bothered me.
Q-Tip got beef?
I don't know if Q-Tip has smoke with them, but it just felt weird that he's not involved. This felt like they were trying to reach back out to hip-hop and be like, hey, we're super hip-hop.
Yeah.
But then there were times where it's like they didn't want to do that at all. And I was like, what are you... It didn't flow. Like, I couldn't figure out what this was supposed to be.
Some people do it better.
I agree.
Some people don't.
I agree.
I think, like I said, Fergie completed them, so it felt like they had an image. So when they wanted to do a rap record, there's something about it with Fergie that just didn't make anything feel weird that they did.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that era that they came out, like, it was just the time, like, they hit at a great time.
It's true.
And it was everything they did at
Like
that.
T-Pain.
Yeah.
T-Pain
and everything
hit
they
at the right
did. And T-Pain's a good example because if you go back and listen to, I don't know if well, I'll say it like this. T-Pain puts out stuff now and he still has some good stuff. Like, he's like, Texting My Ex is insane.
Can we talk about the Boot Up remix that he did?
Boot Up
Slaughtered
remix.
it.
Even back to a few years ago, that Booty Work song,
That's still a great song.
fire. If that
Yeah.
would have came out during his
Go
run,
ahead.
it would have been everywhere.
Oh, yeah, that would have been a number one.
T-Pain's amazing. But final thoughts on this Black Eyed Peas album.
I just said it was just, you listen to it and you're like, that's not bad. And
Yeah.
you never go back to it.
Never go back to it again. My last thought is Masters of the Sun Volume 1. I don't think we need a Volume 2. Call Fergie. Let's figure this out. That's kind of how I feel about it. So I said I was going to shock you. Tory Lanez put out an album. Love Me Now is the name of the album. Let's talk about what pissed me off first.
I hate the cover art.
Bro, I hate that I can come from an artist like Lil Yachty that, how do I say this without, I don't know how smart Lil Yachty is mentally. And the fact that he can put out and arguably the best cover art of 2018, if I'm being frank with you.
Okay.
And then you have Tory Lanez, who is a smart guy. I think he's proven to be he can think. Put out this weird mixtape cover art. It just upsets me so much. Oh, okay, so that pissed me off. It pissed me off that he made some letters big. Who's up for ransom? What ransom note is this? Big L, small O. And then you got my stupid head over here trying to... Is it something? Is he spelling something throughout the word that I can't see? Maybe it's something backwards.
Vow?
What are the vowels? I'm like trying to figure... I spent 2 minutes of my life that I will never get back trying to figure out Tory Lanez's weird spelling. That, and then someone, when I was listening to it in the background on the train, said, do you know they don't teach cursive in school anymore? And I got pissed because I was like, that's what happens.
Because of the digital age.
This
You
is
don't
what
read
happens when you
cursive.
don't teach in school. When you don't teach cursive in school, stupid stuff like this happens. This boy with the biggest forehead I've ever seen in my entire life makes a ransom note and makes a Brady Bunch themed
Muppets.
What else do I hate about this album? I also hate that the digitalness of this guy's voice on some records.
Oh, how he can like go up 5 octaves. Yeah.
Mind blowing.
He does it. He did it a lot last album too.
I will say that I think he did it less on this album.
Yeah.
And I will say overall, I think it's a B album. And I can't listen. This hurts me. It hurts me.
Ladies
to
and
say.
gentlemen, Tory Lanez was on Malcolm's Trinidad.
Oh, I'll still fight him. Listen, as a person, I want all of the smoke. I hate Tory Lanez. He's trash.
Yo, so if like
garbage.
you guys were playing basketball, would you just straight up elbow him?
I'd punch him in the. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I would. I'd foul him hard. On purpose. I hate Tory Lanez, man. But I try to be unbiased on this podcast because it is our duty. And I will say it's like a B album. The Flexible record with Chris Brown and Lil Baby was hard to me.
Lil Baby, man.
Lil Baby.
Lil
Wah,
Baby.
wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. There go Lil Baby.
What sucks is he can't just be called Baby.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
He can't. It can't be Big Baby. He can't be Lil Baby.
Big boy, big baby.
Big Baby.
He can't be big. Rest
He'll
in peace.
change his name at some point. I hope that he's not 40 and still Lil Baby. I did not like Cut Me
Why
Off
do
because
people
two of my
still do the Lil so much? Like, think about it. It's weird to me.
But see, the people that do it, I get it because the people that do it are usually from the country and they're usually from the South. And that is a black Southern, like, I have 3 cousins in Louisiana right now that are Lil Louis, Big Louis, and just Louis.
Oh my gosh.
And so I call them and like we'll have conversations, and my mom is from Arkansas, but she's a city, like she's completely adapted.
Right.
So she'll be like Lewis. She refuses to go to do these games. And then she'll go Lewis, and my dad will go, which Lewis? Little Lewis or Big Lewis? Who are you talking about? And my mom's like, Lewis called here. Charles, just look at the number. Whatever number it is, it's Lewis. And I'm like, all right. So I think it's just like a Southern thing where like you're little, you're big, you know, something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
The song that I couldn't stand is Cut Me Off featuring Nav because 2 of my enemies teamed up, and I hate it when that happens. There's a Drake lyric about that. I forget what it is. It escapes me.
Are you leaning more hatred towards Nav now?
Yeah, because Nav can't put out an album that has layers. Tory Lanez can at least talk about love and sex and drugs.
Okay.
Nav can only talk about drugs and weird sex. Like some of his, and then I put it in her butt, and I'm like, whoa, like what? How'd y'all meet? Like where do we? Like where? Like there's no in between. Tory Lanez will actually be like, so I saw this girl at the club the other day, and like go to a weird octave, but like we know he met her in the club. Like it's a whole thing. Nav is just on another level. I can't handle him.
Okay,
I can't
that
do
makes
him.
sense. Yeah.
What'd you think? What did you think of the album?
I think Tory Lanez doesn't make really. I think it was good. I've seen a lot of positive things about it. I don't go back to his music much though.
No, there's no hits.
You know what I mean? So I understand. I'm not shocked if people are like, yo, Tory Lanez is like really dope. Really appreciate his music. His stuff is dope. This and that. But yeah, he's just one of those artists I've just never gone back to.
I totally get it. I'll never listen to this album again. But for the time I listened to it, I enjoyed it for the most part. But it's just him. And he has so many features on this album. I feel like he was maybe surviving on features. But
He knows how to make a song. I think he's
does.
a connections artist too. He
He
used to
does.
not be that way, but I think because of his he has been consistent. I will say that. Very consistent.
yeah, I agree with that. Let's get right to it, Doby. Let's get right to it. How'd you feel about Joji, Ballads 1?
I actually didn't. What's crazy? So, because I'm on Tidal now, I didn't even know this dropped.
Oh, really?
I don't even know if is it even on Tidal. I switched.
We have to figure out.
That's why I'm saying like you gotta
Okay,
send me stuff
okay.
if like you feel like I might like if you
See, and I didn't send this to you because I assumed that it would be on Tidal.
Tell me why I'm on Tidal and I search Tidal. That sounds about right. Yeah, no, it came out, but when I went to new music, I didn't see it.
Huh.
And I'm wondering if Tidal does more of like a this is what you should listen to type thing.
Ah, okay.
Instead. Yeah, because like the number one album still is Future and Juice WRLD for me right now for new albums.
Interesting.
Let's see how far down I got to scroll. Yeah, I don't see it in the new album, so I didn't even know it like was there.
So it's on there, but they don't do a good job of like saying, "Hey, here's all the new music that came out."
Right.
The way that
I'm
Music
so
does.
used to Apple Music's layout. I miss it a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm using Tidal because I'm a Sprint, so I get it for free. So I was like, I need to like utilize what I'm getting for free.
Understandable.
Yeah, I don't see it. So I didn't even know that album was out. So that I apologize, everybody. But I'm interested to know about your thoughts because you're like I know you've said you can see the potential, but you're not sure how you feel about it.
Yeah, so I think the second half of the album is a lot better than the first half. And I do want your opinion about some songs in particular. So I think that I'll table this until next week for the most part. But I will say I think the second half is better than the first half. I do think he's a little lazy sometimes.
Okay, I can sense that.
Where he'll just and just won't really sing, and I think he has a better voice than that. I think he has a better voice than just to do the lazy singing thing.
Oh, that makes sense.
A song that I liked, which is interesting that I liked because I'm not a huge Trippie Redd guy, R.I.P. Song featuring Trippie Redd and Joji. I actually like that song, and I was a little surprised. So shout out to Joji. The album is called Ballads 1. Go get it. Go listen to it. I'm very interested to see the career of this guy. I still don't know tons about how serious he is because that was one of my concerns when he first came out.
Right.
Couldn't tell how serious he was.
Or if he's just having fun doing it.
Right. And I'm not sure still, but I will say it is a decent thing to have on. It's not like you won't bleed your ears. It's not a terrible song whatsoever a terrible album whatsoever in my head. MIH-TY, Jeremih and Dolla $, they put out an album called MIH-TY. My biggest problem with it was that I had heard like 4 songs already, and it's only 11 songs long.
Good length, though.
Yeah, good length. It was just that I was really listening to like 7 records. But they have a thing. Like Doby and I talked. They have it. I just don't know if they know what to do with it as from a managerial standpoint.
Right, exactly.
It's all business. I think that if they were positioned differently, Dolla is a genius. I'm willing to put him in a genius category.
Go back to his mixtapes. Like even that's what
Beach House.
Remember when I told you when I sent you that mixtape and I was like, "Doe, listen to this song."
Yeah.
What was that song called? Oh my gosh! If you guys haven't heard it, I mean, it is a very, very not the dirty song. But it was when I heard the song, I was like, "Yo, this guy, I think he's gonna do something."
I think it's all managerial. Like I said, though, like they have I think Jeremih is probably the biggest problem because when he had hits, people didn't know how to market him.
Right.
Even when like he was like after Birthday Sex, people didn't know what to do with him. But every year he was able to get a hit somehow, but then he would fade again because people don't know how to push Jeremih correctly. Ty is finding ways by his connections and by being in the background of songs, whether it's on the Ye album, Scorpion in the background, like 3 or 4 songs. He's finding a way to market himself by keeping himself relevant and just outshining people on their own songs and being great at features. So I don't think Ty's a problem necessarily. I really don't think he's a problem at all.
I don't think he is either because he's worked with so many artists, and usually that's a sign like he's easy to work with.
Yeah. Favorite songs on this?
New Level. 100%.
New Level's good.
New Level is by far easily the standout song off of this project. You gotta read all the track listings again. These Days was good.
I like that one.
I'm trying to remember. There was one where the beat was nice. I wonder if it was Ride It. I think that might have been it, but I'm not 100% certain. But hands down, without even thinking about it, New Level is I put it on a playlist already. Like, I think that song is excellent.
I think my favorite is still Surrounded, featuring Chris Brown and Wiz Khalifa, but I think that's my favorite because of what I think a record label should be doing with it. I think that you have Chris Brown, Wiz Khalifa, and Jeremih and Ty Dolla $ign. That is a DJ Khaled song. That should have a music video. That should have... It should be on the radio. Like, you should be impacting radio with that song with those features. I think FYT is a good song, but I thought it was a good song 6 months ago. I think that Ride It is good as well. Lie to Me, I understood what they were going with, but I couldn't. I don't know. But I will say overall, this is a good project. I think that they should just kind of start doing these until people take note of it in a way. Like, I think that there should be a MIH-TY 2 next year and a MIH-TY 3 the year after that.
Right. That would be great. And I think if they came out with like 3 of them, then I think if somebody could go on tour with them, it'd probably be Ty Dolla $ign.
I think that that's what they need.
Dude, I can't find that song anywhere.
The Ty Dolla $ign song?
It's driving me up a wall now. The music video is like gone.
I listened to Or Nah.
It's like the Manny Pacquiao line and then the Mayweather line. Oh, dude.
I know what you're talking about. I can't. I know what you're talking about.
Song.
Yeah, I just don't know what's happening. Don't know what's happening with MIH-TY. But I will say it was a pretty good record. Mick Jenkins, he dropped an album called Pieces of Man. I was excited about this, and I will say it's different from everything he's put out prior. It is 17 songs long. It's a full-length project. It is a legitimate album. It is heavily jazz influenced.
Oh, yeah.
Extremely jazz influenced. I liked it, though. I think it was like good music to just have on and stuff like that. Like,
this is digest music.
Yeah, there's layers to it for sure. My favorite song, of course, I'm a Wu-Tang guy. Padded Locks featuring Ghostface Killah.
Yeah, that song has already been.
Yeah,
it was a single, so he knows that it is something too. The guy, he's just. I feel like even if it's not a favorite song, like you could tell he cares so much about the music, and it's so like it's actually very deep. Like, I feel like this is one of the few artists that is like very lyrical, that it didn't bother me. Like, cause you know how I am with like New York rap.
Yeah.
Like, I can't handle it.
Yeah.
But for this guy, it was love for me.
Yeah. Layers though. Hair on Flow 2, Soft Porn, like these songs had some layers to it. Like Doby said, digest music is probably the best way to put it. Mick Jenkins, Pieces of a Man. Shout out to Mick, because he is somebody that I think is flying under the radar that shouldn't be. He is really, really dope. Made in Tokyo put out an album called Sincerely Tokyo. I didn't get a chance to listen to this one.
I didn't even know that dropped. Gosh dang it, Tidal. You need to get your stuff together.
So I've heard the Figure It Out song featuring Gunna, but I haven't heard the rest of this. So I'll go back and listen to it. There's a Roy Woods feature that has me curious.
Has you perking your interest?
Perking my interest a little bit.
Oh.
Now in AW, Saturn. She dropped Saturn. I love some of her songs, and that's why I was excited about this. She has a song called Complicated that I love that's not on this album, and that's what got me like really excited for it. A song featuring Sir S.I.R. called Make It Out Alive is amazing. Another Lifetime is amazing. Then she has another song called Orbit that's amazing. The rest of this kind of blends together. So those 4 songs are amazing songs. Then the rest of it are kind of just, there does come a point in her voice where it's so unique that it gets kind of bothersome. And right, it's a nice way to say that, right? Yeah. It's like the nicest way that I can say that. But
honey, your voice is not for me.
Yeah, it was a lot. Lucas Graham dropped. I didn't have a chance to listen to it. Robin dropped Honey. Robin came out in the 90s, like when I was young. So my sister was really excited about this album. I didn't get a chance to listen to it, though. Louis the Child. This album surprised me a lot. Kids at Play. It's electronic music. The people that he chooses to sing on his records are usually really, really good. He has a song called Breaking News featuring Ray. That song's fire. Dear Sense featuring Max. That song's fire. And Nobi and Big Gigantic are on Save Me From Myself. If you like electric music and you just want to chill and vibe, if you're walking down the street or whatever you're doing, this is for you. Kids at Play, Louis the Child. Very, very dope. I liked it a lot. Did you listen to anything else album-wise?
Album-wise, I don't think so. But like I said, Tidal's been weird.
I didn't listen to John Legend, A Legendary Christmas, because I'm just not there yet mentally.
Oh, yeah. No.
Right after Thanksgiving.
Where'd it go? Dude, oh my gosh. Hold on. New albums. Yeah, I didn't do the Christmas one. I need to find it because there was that song with Gold Link was so good.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about.
It was a really good album.
Falcons and B. Lewis.
Yes, that was such a good little EP.
Fire. This was dope.
Yes, it was such a great little
Weird
EP.
classification for R&B and soul, I'll say.
Yeah.
This was more like electronic and R&B maybe, but this was fire. Waterworld featuring Gold Link and Jazz Cartier. Now, Jazz Cartier, I think, is really underrated as well as a rapper and an artist. He put out something maybe 3 months ago that I talked about on the podcast. That was pretty sick. Waterworld is a fire song. This whole thing, though, to be honest with you, is pretty fire. I will not lie. Pretty fire.
I feel like this album should have been released last week with the vibe that was going on last week for all the music drops.
Sure.
But this is a project that I think you guys have to listen to. 5 songs. Very great. It's called Daydrift with Falcons and B. Lewis. Please check it out.
Go listen to it. It is a cool little EP. I really enjoyed it. There's a bunch of, we're gonna run through Lucy's, but there's a couple that we have to talk about.
Cardi B.
That's one that we have to talk about.
Money.
Cardi B Money dropped Thursday and actually Wednesday, and so we've had a little bit to discuss it. It is number 1 on iTunes right now. She is engaged in some war of words with Nicki Minaj again today.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into it because that's not the kind of podcast we have. It's a little too gossipy and catty. We'll get into like beef, like rap beef, because that's fun.
Yeah.
But like the girl fights and stuff, that's not really what we do. It's hard to explain too.
Lay it on wax, ladies.
Yes. Give me some beef records. We'll talk about it all day. But
yeah. Or if you talk on a radio show, because I guess then we'll talk about it because you did with Drake and
for sure. So Money is the name of it. I will be honest with you. When I first heard this, I thought that it was lackluster. I thought that it was missing something. Now, I listen to things that I care about first without going on Twitter first, because I try to have like a plain palette.
Right.
Cleanse palette. So I listened to it, felt lackluster about it. Then I went on Twitter and saw that there was a lot of people who loved it and a lot of people who hated it. So I was like, guys, Twitter, you didn't help me decide anything either.
Yeah.
Then I gave it a little time, listened to it on the train, and I was like, you know what? I don't think this is the single. Like, it's a single, but I think that this is a setup. Like, I think that this was like, hey, I've been gone for like a hot second. This is just for some new blood. And then when I started listening to it like that, I was like, okay, this is like an album cut. This could have been song number 6.
Right. This is like I'm still here.
Yeah.
And it felt like that kind of song. I think the beat was where it didn't hit home.
Yep.
The beat wasn't where it needed to be. Mm-hmm. I think her lyrics and her presence are still there. It's evident people like Cardi B more than they like Nicki. Cardi is still the most popular female rapper that's out right now. People are there's like, but I will say there's this dumb like whatever it is, the money challenge. I was like, what challenge is that?
Everything's challenging.
You listening to the song is not a challenge, and recording yourself. Maybe the challenge is just trying to get a retweet from Cardi B if you put the money challenge.
If we're talking about rapping, whether she's writing or not, which I mean, she's outwardly.
She's already said she writes, and then she like presents it, and then it
gets morphed,
and then they say, you know what? How do you add this bar? Change this. I like this. Keep that.
And for someone who was, I personally like that she's so open about like, hey, I'm learning how to do this.
Yeah.
Better than like not saying you do it at all,
or being like Lil Yachty.
Exactly. So, I mean, I'm fine with it. I will say, though, I can hear her getting better performing records.
Oh, yeah.
The Sweet Like a Honey Bun. That was
nice.
You're finding... Listen, when Cardi finally finds, like, a record to... I was listening to Lean Back at a party this weekend. When Remy... is in like, and we walk around the metal detectors, and that little pocket that Remy has, that little pocket that Nicki has on the bottoms up, with Trey Songz.
There's certain songs. Well, the females on Crime Mob.
Yeah, oh
you know what I'm saying? Like when their verses come off, they ring off the best.
Fam, when Cardi, and she's found it on some songs, but when she can consistently find a pocket, it's over. Like when she did the Sweet Like a Honey Bun, I was like, okay, Cardi,
that was nice.
Okay. Because when she starts doing that consistently, it's done.
Well, and like the Ty Dolla song Drip with Nicki Minaj, I was like, dang, you should have had Cardi. Like, I'm there.
Oh, Tyga.
Yeah,
the Tyga
what
with,
did I say?
You said Ty Dolla Sign.
Sorry. Mind. Good grief. You hear Ty and then you forget the syllables.
This is another... this is another person I'm upset that I have to start like...
Dude, his beat selection is so... It's like top shelf beats. He's picking from only top shelf. He is not looking at anything else. Cause
Taste, Swish, this, like... I don't know, man.
Good for him because he's been like...
I
thought he was dead in the water.
Frog. He just bothers me so much, but he keeps putting out heat.
This is gonna be a pretty decent song, and it's a stripper song. It's gonna be in the strip clubs. People forget, like the Atlanta strip clubs do run radios down south. Like this this is better than Swish. Because Swish felt way too much like Taste.
Yeah.
This doesn't feel like the exact same song.
I want to know how this doesn't really have one, but I don't know how he's able to get like clearances on some of the samples he's been using recently. But anyway, I will say that Dip is a pretty good song. Tyga featuring Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj dropped this song, or Tyga dropped this song today. Of course, it's timed for Nicki's Korean radio, so she can be trending for different reasons at the same time. And, but yeah, overall it's good. Nicki's verse actually was pretty good, I thought.
I'm showing him my fantasy points. He's
winning.
Got 3 people playing right now, and he has to just get 20 points. And then if Buffalo scores, then the defensive points go down. So then
I didn't have a TE yesterday.
The margin of error is even closer. So I'm like, and this guy is 0-7. He might get
it's that dude?
He might get his first win against me.
That sucks. I won yesterday because Sammy Watkins decided to like ball out.
Sorry for our tangents.
So yeah, those 2 songs are both decent to good. Odessa, Loyal, I like that song. Takeoff, Last Memory. His album comes out this Friday, actually. Takeoff from the
Pink
Migos.
Sweats. Repeat. So does Pink Sweats. So does Pink Sweats.
So does Pink Sweats. So does Pink Sweats.
Did you see? I had to like it. Russ said that Pink Sweats is going to be a superstar.
A bunch of people have been paying attention to I almost said, I don't know what I almost called him, but yeah, Pink Sweats. A lot of people have been paying attention to him.
You almost called him Booty Sweats.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you did.
No.
Yeah, you did. You almost called him Booty Sweats.
Booty Sweats. No, but a lot of people have been paying attention to booty. Pink.
Those are one of those like
pink sweats.
questions you want to ask if you get the gonads too. Like, so being pink sweats. Has anybody ever called you
booty sweats?
Booty sweats to make fun of you.
That's funny. Yeah, his album comes out this Friday. Is it gonna be a full EP or just an album? Or is it gonna be a full album or just EP?
I don't know. He said his
Maybe
project.
volume 2?
He said his project. Oh gosh.
All right. So Takeoff, Last Memory, his album comes out Friday. He's from the Migos. I think he proves that he can rap on this song. It wasn't a huge splash single, but honestly, I don't think he's setting himself up to be that kind of an artist. Like, he doesn't necessarily need a big single. I think his album's going to surprise a lot of people. Might even be better than Quavo. Then, listen, Normani from Fifth Harmony, she had the Love Lies song with Khalid that was a banger. She comes out and puts out 2 songs with Calvin Harris, one featuring WizKid, that are absolute bangers. I saw that Jesse Reyes actually wrote these songs. And Checklist featuring WizKid is a freaking tune. Like that song a lot. Again, Trippie Redd put out a song that I liked called Topanga. I can't believe that this is a bad
title.
week. It's a bad week. Well, no, I love Topanga, but like overall, like bop of the song, I like. He's talking about weird like religious stuff, so I don't really know what all that's about. But overall, I like the song. Ellie Goulding, Diplo, Swae Lee, Close to Me. I wanted this song to be a lot better than it is, but it's okay. Not bad, not terrible.
Did you like the Rich the Kid Mo Paper?
It wasn't terrible. I didn't think it was terrible. Was it?
Yeah.
It's not something I'll listen to all the time.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. I think it was a waste of a feature, to be fair.
Could be a waste of a feature, yeah. YG could have done better.
How did you feel about the Ellie Goulding, Diplo, Swae Lee?
I totally just talked about that.
I knew it. I was like, holy crap. I'm pretty sure. Dude, guys, ladies and gentlemen, I am like at the point of no return with fantasy football, and I'm watching Monday Night Football. I'm getting booty sweats just watching the game.
Getting booty sweats.
You know, Swae Lee killed that feature. I can't believe you just said it was okay.
Yeah, it was okay. I wanted it to be... Listen, I love Swae Lee's part, but I also am a closeted Ellie Goulding stan. I love her because I saw her in concert, and after that, I was like, explosion! Her second album that nobody talked about, I freaking loved, like weirdly, but I feel like at the Walgreens when I'm blaring her second album with the window down, it's awkward. Like people look at me. Because they don't look at me and look at Ellie Goulding and see the connection and why I would listen to it.
Yeah.
But it's really solid.
Prince Charming, Action Bronson.
Liked it. White Bronco comes out maybe this Friday too, actually.
Dude, his raps, I listen to him because I actually listen because he says some of the funniest things.
He is the white Ghostface Killer.
He literally said... Never mind. I'm not even going to get it. Not the podcast for it.
Not the podcast for the lyrical breakdown. Genius.com. Let's see what else came out single-wise. Apple Music right now is promoting some weird stuff. Mumford Sons, If I Say. I dug this. I'm ready for Mumford Sons to kind of have a new sound.
It's a good time.
Good time with this sound. Pretty good. Have to give a shout out, and I say this because Mumford Sons is in the vein of my guy, James Reeb. He dropped his new single. That's out right now everywhere. So make sure you go get that. It's called Runaway.
Do we mention the Smino song?
Smino is coming out on the 8th of November.
Good music coming out, man.
Shout out to St. Louis, shout out to Smino. That dude is for real.
I think he's going to be up because he also has a good idea or good like creative vision. Like his merchandise is really, really nice. Mm-hmm. Reminds me of how unique it felt like with brands like OVO with... hate him as much as you want. Tyler, the Creator, has been a genius with brand image since day one.
He really has. I've said this maybe season 1 after their first albums. Smino and Amine are creatively on a different level right now. I want those two to do so well. I have so much faith in both of those dudes that they can put out really, really great. That's a weird commercial, but really awesome. I have so much faith in these dudes that they can do like a really, really cool project together, and I think that they can.
That's
and
how
I think that they will.
you probably feel the way about Amine like I feel about Pink Sweats right now. Like I can't tell you how much I enjoy those 3 songs by Pink Sweats.
I think I feel the way about the group They that you feel about Pink
That
Sweats.
song with the Wiz. I still listen to that song with the one with Wiz.
I just retweeted Ebro. He said most underrated group.
They are,
like
though.
bro. Like
we said last year, like they had one of the best complete albums.
I've been to a lot of shows, and I remember me and Doby saw ASAP open for Drake and Urbana, and
I'm sure Kendrick probably learned a lot from that tour.
I think so too. And we were there when nobody, unless you were up front, knew who ASAP really was.
Right. He just came out with this mixtape. Like, it was so new. Like, the rotation wasn't quite there yet.
And I haven't gotten excited about a new group like They since Tory Kelly. When I saw Tory Kelly, I was like, yep. And I haven't felt that way since They. And I feel like you feel that way about Pink Sweats. Dude. How excited I am about They. And I think Pink Sweats has it. I think he can do. I think the sky is the limit. It's all going to go about him and Tierra Whack. I think it's all about how things are framed, the timing of when they drop. Right now is a perfect time for Pink Sweats. While Frank's doing whatever Frank's doing, while there's like a little break.
While people like Post Malone vibes, like the guitar, there's something special about it. Guitar and hip hop drums, they mesh in a way that is almost magical. Yeah,
R&B right now is in such healthy hands. So yeah, Pink Sweats comes out this Friday.
I'm a big believer in Pink Sweats, ladies and gentlemen.
Cannot say that.
And that's why if he performs in Chicago, we got to go because that's going to be the last time we get to see him for like $30.
Yeah, he will perform. I think he is performing in Chicago.
I really probably would have wanted to go see Black, Tierra Whack, and They. That would have been such
I wish they would have been
such a good concert.
How do you feel about Tyler Creator? You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch from the Dr. Seuss movie.
I think he did a great job with doing what he had to do, but at the same time, like, you don't need to touch stuff like that.
Yeah, I thought it was a business decision.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he did it, and I think I'm sure he was like, I can only imagine him thinking to himself, I can't mess this up.
I agree.
I think there was a lot of pressure with that one, and I think he did a good job with it, but at certain points, it's like, why touch stuff like that?
That's a good point.
But he probably got a bag for it. You're talking about DreamWorks money right now, bro.
That's a good point.
And also, you know how he probably got that connection?
How?
Pharrell.
Yeah. Pharrell is
DreamWorks.
Has technically been the king of like these animated bops.
Yeah.
Kiara dropped 1%. She gave you gold like a year or two ago, and it blew up. I like this song. I think that it could work. Snow Patrol. For all my alternative peoples. What if this is all the love you ever get? They came at you with a 1975 level rhyme for you there, but it's pretty good. I dug it. Aloe Black, I Count on Me. That was decent. I like Aloe Black, though. He dropped another single called $1 Million a Day. That was pretty good. Lil' Kim dropped a single. I did not listen to it. It sounds like it's a big reggae bop, so I would probably like it, even though I don't like her.
You know your boy Burna Boy dropped a little song?
Burna! I love Burna Boy.
It was alright. It was called Serious.
It was really funny
because
that
DJ or whatever.
Yeah, it's really funny because people on Twitter had me dying. They were like, "I have no idea what he's saying, but I love it." So funny.
Yeah, he actually really was hard to understand in that song.
Yeah. Is that it for?
I think that's it.
Of course, another Luke Christopher single, Origami. Still pretty good. Yeah, I think that's probably it for singles. If we missed something, please let us know. So we were gonna do this thing that but we talked too long. So we're going to do it next week. I won't tell you what it is yet.
It's a secret.
But next week's episode, we're going to do that thing. That thing, that thing, that
Next week,
thing.
we're going to give away some free stuff. And the free stuff is just saying you get free
Cups.
stuff. It's just saying you get free stuff, but you actually get nothing. So retweet us when we say you get free stuff.
Yeah, free stuff.
And where can they see our tweets, Malcolm?
Daps_pounds on Twitter. Visit our Instagram page. Our Instagram page is Daps_pounds as well. And don't you ever forget Daps in pounds, ENT.com. That is how you find out more information about us. See a blog that has 2 posts. And see all of the content that you can download straight from the website. Website. Keep giving us engagement on the website, please. Also, keep engaging with us on Twitter and Instagram. Once again, Daps_pounds. It is time for us to close out the show the only way we know how. That is 101 conversation starters for couples. Doby, what do we got this week?
What is your favorite scene from your favorite movie?
I don't know. That's so hard.
I mean, Lion King's one of my favorite movies, but I can't think of a scene. I'm trying to think, like, what's a favorite. One of my favorite scenes from a favorite movie of mine is when Gary confronts Julius about missing a block. And he's like, attitude respects leadership, Captain. And like, it was the start of something special. It was a moment where like it makes you cry when the accident happens. Like, that scene to me was just ingrained in my head.
I just want to give a shout out for football ending racism, because if that movie proved it, I just don't know why we haven't tried it. Like, what happened as a country? We just all tried to like hit each other and say strong side, left side. Anyway, that's a good choice. That scene is fire. I will say that mine is probably A Bronx Tale. It's just part of the movie where Coligio is a little Italian kid, and
Italian boy.
You would love this movie, actually. So he befriends a gangster, a mobster, Italian dude, and he befriends him because when he's young, he sees the gangster shoot someone and doesn't tell, and so the gangster like remembers him and looks out for him. So his dad is a bus driver played by Robert De Niro.
Okay.
So his whole life he's looking at this gangster have all the girls, have the money, have everything, and then his dad's like a bus driver. So of course he sneaks to the bar where the gangsters hang out, and he wants to be like the Don. He doesn't want to be like his pops. So he starts liking this black girl, and everybody in the neighborhood is like, "What are you?" We're talking about the 50s. Like this is a long time ago. He's like, "What are you doing? You can't. What are you doing?" And they're like they're in the Bronx, and like they're freaking out or whatever. And he goes to the gangster, the Don, the main guy, for advice, and he was like, "You like this girl? Then screw him. Who cares?" And so this awesome part of the movie was he's going on his first date with the black chick, and he's asking him advice on, what do I do? How do I know she's the one? And he goes, you got to give her the test. And you have to remember these are old cars.
Yeah.
So you open the car door for her. What are you? You're a gentleman, right? You open the car door for her. You close the door. You go to the back of the car and wait. If she leans over and pops the unlock for you to get in, then she's the one, because she cares about you. And it's just like little things like that. And then so the next scene is him on the date, puts a black girl in the car. He goes around and checks, and she reached over and did it. He's like, yes! And it's just like a moment. It's just like really, really sick. So that's my favorite. That's my favorite scene.
Nice.
From one of my favorite movies. I'll just give you an IMDb breakdown too. But
I like it.
Yeah, really good. Shout out to A Bronx Tale. Shout out to Robert De Niro. Guys, that was 101 conversation starters for couples. We are a couple of guys that just gave you the best new music breakdown in the world. We are your favorite podcast, maybe. And we will be back next week. We hope that you guys are cooking and planning for your holidays. Actually, send us food. DM us. Send us food.
Yeah.
We'll give you our addresses.
It's hunting season. Send us your jerky.
And we hope that you guys have a safe and wonderful Halloween. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Yes.
Guys, thank you so much for joining the podcast this week. My name is Malcy. To my left, we have
Doby.
Represent 2 mics.
2 friends.
And 1 show.
The Daps and Pound Show.
Shout out to the shout out.
Gang, gang, gang.